Good day, everyone, and welcome to today's UFC on Fox, Johnson versus Moraga call. As a reminder, today's call is being recorded. At this time, I'd like to turn the conference over to Mr. Ryan Grab. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you, operator. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the UFC on Fox, Johnson versus Moraga media conference call. As a reminder, UFC on Fox takes place Saturday, July 27th from the Key Arena in Seattle. It's live on Fox at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, with the FX prelims beginning at 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific. Today on the call, we're joined by current UFC flyweight champ Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, as well as title contender John Moraga prior to their main event bout. Additionally, top 10 welterweights Rory McDonald and Jake Ellenberger are also on the call. This time, I'd like to turn the call over to UFC President Dana White.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for calling in today. We appreciate it. Go ahead. Who's got the first question?
Okay, to ask a question, please press star 1 at this time. If you're using a speakerphone, please make sure your mute function is turned off to allow your signal to reach our equipment. Once again, that is star 1 if you'd like to ask a question at this time. We'll pause for just a few moments to allow everyone a chance to stay. And again, that is star 1 on your touch-tone telephone. If you'd like to ask a question, please make sure your mute function is turned off to allow your signal to reach our equipment. Okay, we'll take our first question from Victor Garcia with Fox News Latino.
Question for John Moraga real quick here. Mighty Mouse has headlined some big pay-per-views. There are actually some big cards that have been on national television. You've been on the undercard a couple times. This is probably your biggest fight, going to be your biggest payday. Does that pressure get to you at all?
No.
Now, that's pretty simple. What goes through your mind as you prepare for this big matchup for the title?
I think I'll win.
All right. That's all right. I got it.
Okay. Next, we'll go to Heidi Fang with MMA Fight Corner. I'm sorry, it would be Stephen Moraga with USAtoday.com.
Hey, Dana, I just got a quick one for you. Do you think there's ever going to be a day where we're going to see a flyweight matchup headline a pay-per-view?
Yeah, absolutely. What we have to do is, like the gentleman before you said, Mighty Mouse has been on a lot of big cards. Again, he's going to fight on Fox again. And, we're in the building phase of that division. So the answer to that is yes.
How do you feel about it so far? Do you feel like you need to add more talent, or do you feel like it's where it needs to be?
Oh, it's been great. I love the last fight. Last fight was awesome. Okay.
That's about all I got for now. Actually, if I could, for Jake, Rory gave an interview to me a couple days ago in which he talked about some of the things you've been saying on Twitter. I'm wondering if you could tell us where all that came from, like why you decided to go at him on Twitter.
What was the question?
I'm wondering where all this trash talk and all these jokes at Rory's come from. Was it because of the cancellation at 158, Rory's injury that led you that led the Hendricks fight to be canceled, or was it something else?
No, I haven't said anything that wasn't true, and my message to Rory is pretty clear. For him, test some flavors of baby food and find one or keep your light stocked up, because this isn't a Tears for Fears look-alike contest. All I said for him is prepare for some horizontal television time, and I meant it. Oh, God.
All right, thanks.
And now we'll go to Heidi Fang with MMA Fight Corner.
Hello, thank you for the time. My first question is for Demetrius. You were injured and that postponed the fight. How has the recovery gone, and how prepared do you feel for this battle?
Recovery has gone great. Once I got cleared from the doctor to start training again, I started training. So, if I were to add up all the days or the weeks this training camp has been, probably like 12 weeks. I'm feeling great. Shoulder's feeling 100%, and just ready to get in and do work.
And how about the expecting wife? You have the mighty child due in July. Has that added any pressure, or has that kind of given you more inspiration going into this?
No, not at all. The mighty baby should be here any minute. She can call me right now and say my water just broke in the store. And no added pressure or no inspiration. Obviously, I'm happy to be a father, but, everything stays the same. This is my job, my career, and I approach it as, a business aspect, and I'm just focused and ready to go in there and defend.
And just one last question, if I could. John Moraga had said that you were boring, that you weren't really a finisher. What was your response to that?
I honestly didn't care. It's his opinion. Everybody's entitled to his opinion, and it is what it is.
Okay, thank you for the time.
And once again, that's *1 if you'd like to ask a question. Next, we'll go to Justin Bureau with MMAsucker.com.
Hi, my question's for Rory McDonald. In the past, with guys like BJ Penn who've disrespected you in the same way that Jake has, have you taken a certain pleasure in making them suffer in the cage against you, or is it all business?
I don't really care. It doesn't really bother me either way. I don't care about the disrespecting or whatever. I just get in there and fight my fight, and yeah, if they suffer, they suffer. No, I don't really care. They're nice or they're an asshole.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, next we'll go to AJ Perez with Fox Sports.
This is for Dana. Obviously, the flyweight division's pretty action-packed. BJ's had some great fights. But does this division need maybe a major knockout in a big card like this to kind of really solidify kind of this division in fans' minds?
I don't know. I mean, that's a fair question. I mean, I think that if you look, Ben Henderson has had fights that have gone to decisions. Controversial decisions. Demetrius has gone to decisions. As long as it's an exciting fight, there's all different styles of fighters. Some guys go in there and they knock people out. Some guys pull off submissions, and some guys, go to decisions but have exciting fights. Like I said, the last fight with Demetrius was an awesome fight. So I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
Cool. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And again, that's *1 to ask a question. Next, we'll go to Philip Palmier with RealCombatMedia.com.
All right, gentlemen, thanks so much for having me. My question is for the champion, Demetrius Johnson. Knowing that Moraga is coming in with, some serious striking power, have you and Matt Hume changed any of your training methods for that?
Nope. My last fight I fought, I think he's probably one of the guys in the division that has that one-strike knockout power where he drops guys, and you've seen him do it all the time. And I'm speaking of John Dotson. John Moraga possesses, great skills. He throws great combinations. But as far as me, when it comes to my training and preparing for fighters or fights, we don't bring nobody in to emulate my opponent, or we don't go out and seek information on my opponent. We just train hard, and I believe in my training partners and my coaching, and that's what we've done, and it hasn't let us down yet.
Okay, we'll next go to Dave Diebert with Post Media News.
Thanks for the time. Dana, wondering where Robbie Lawler stands, in your eyes right now. Back against Koscheck earlier this year, first time in many years. Great performance. Where does he sit in your eyes right now?
Yeah, I agree. No, it's huge beating Koscheck, and I don't know. I mean, we got to get Robbie busier. We got to keep Robbie fighting, and who knows? Maybe he gets close to a title shot.
Okay.
I mean, he's always an exciting, fun fighter. Robbie Lawler's a fun guy to watch. He's going out there with that attitude. He's going to try to stand on his feet, and he's going to try to knock you out. He's fun to watch. He's just got to get some. Koscheck was a good win. He's got to keep that streak going.
Okay, and then just a quick one again for you, Dana, about Rory and Jake. where do you go with the winner of that fight? You know,
this is a great fight. I'm really excited about this fight. Both guys are explosive, dynamic finishers, and two of the top guys in that division. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, a guy who wins this fight is right up there and close to a title shot.
Would this be Rory's best win? You know, a couple of his BJ. You know, realistically, that's a lightweight. You know, Nate also, you know, had best success at 155. You know, Jake's a legit 170. You know, would this be the biggest for Rory?
Absolutely, this is a huge win for him. Not to mention the fact that you know, Ellenberger's last win was very impressive, and this is definitely his biggest, not only his biggest fight, but his biggest test.
Okay. All right. Thanks again, Dennis.
Thank you.
Again, that's *1 if you'd like to ask a question. Please ensure your mute function is turned off to allow your signal to reach our equipment. Next, we'll go to Damon Martin with BleacherReport.com.
First question is for Jake. Jake, you know, obviously I know you've had a lot to say about Rory leading into this fight, but just hearing that title talk a second ago from Dana, do you feel like beating Rory, you know, is the kind of statement signature win you need to get that title shot? Because there's not a defined number one guy right now behind Hendricks.
You know, that's obviously the goal at the end of the day, but, you know, I'm going out there to perform and to win. I mean, it doesn't matter what, you know, Rory doesn't have a choice where this fight goes. This fight goes where I want it to go. And I'm just, that I've shown that in the past fight. So, you know, I'm excited. He's showed he has potential, but he has not faced anybody like me. So I'm stoked to get in there.
When you say the things you said about Rory, do you think that it's just too early for him in terms of you know, top 10, the attention he's getting, and maybe that's part of the reason why you've been so upfront, you know, kind of going after him, or are you just kind of having fun and you know, kind of, you know, tagging him a few times here?
What are you talking about specifically?
Well, you know, I mean, basically, you know, in terms of the attention he's gotten, you know, leading into the fight, being in the top 10, you know, ratings, I think in the rankings, I think he's actually one spot ahead of you, if I'm not mistaken, on the UFC rankings. I mean, did any of that precipitate some of the talk leading into this fight, or is it just good-natured fun?
Damon, I am an evidence-based abuser. I didn't make him make this stupid decision to fight me. I'm just gonna make him look stupid when I destroy him.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
And next we'll go to Jeffrey Harris with 401mania.com MMA.
Thank you for having us today. First question is for Rory McDonald. This win could put you like right on the cusp of a title shot. So have you given any thought with George St. Pierre as the champion? You have to give any thought to moving up to middleweight now and possibly pursuing the title at middleweight, and is that an option for you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna focus on this fight for now. You know, I've just my whole career has just kind of been going with the flow. You know, everything changes after each fight, so I'll see where I am after this fight, and you know, it's just the options from there. But I don't know, nothing out of the question.
Okay. And for John Moraga, what has been the thing you've been focusing on the most to challenge a guy like Demetrius Johnson, who's proven to be so tough? He's very hard to finish, and not only that, he's probably one of the fastest fighters out there. So what do you think about that?
Well, probably the thing that I've been working on most is cardio, you know, making sure I'm able to go hard for all 5 rounds. You know, that's what I think he's shown is his best fighting ability or whatever, that, you know, he tires people out. So that's not going to happen on the fight.
And for Demetrius, what do you think of John Moraga's run in the UFC so far, and, you know, some of his impressive wins at flyweight? How he's, I think he's finished all of his fights in the UFC so far.
Yeah, it's good. You know, he has an impressive, you know, 2-fight win streak. You know, he finished Ulysses Gomez, and he also finished, you know, Chris Carsu. So I think, you know, his run in the UFC so far is great.
Thank you very much, everyone.
And next, we'll take a follow-up from Stephen Moraga at usatoday.com.
Is it hard to book a replacement opponent for Robbie when his original opponent dropped out?
What's that?
I heard there were several opponents that turned down a fight with Robbie when his opponent got injured. Is that the case? Was it difficult to book a replacement for him?
I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm sure it is. I mean, I don't know how many people are that excited to fight Robbie Lawler on short notice. It's a tough fight, but we got it done.
Okay, and then for about Jake and Rory, do you think Jake has more to gain from this fight than Rory, given the fact that Rory isn't interested in fighting GSP?
No. A win over for Jake, a win over Rory is a big fight for him. For Rory, a win over Jake is a big fight for him too. You know, as you continue to fight the best in the world, you're building your resume and climbing up the ladder and getting that experience. There's a lot more that goes into fighting another guy who's one of the best in the world than just getting your way to GSP. And I don't think that Rory ever said he wouldn't fight GSP. Rory said he doesn't want to talk about fighting GSP. I don't think he's ever said he won't fight GSP. He just, when that day comes, when he gets to that place where it's time for GSP versus Rory McDonald, I'm sure that's when Rory McDonald will want to talk about fighting GSP.
Okay, thanks very much.
Yep.
And one more time, that's *1 if you'd like to ask a question at this time. Next, we'll go to Ryan McNeil with FightGeeks.com.
Hey, guys. How's it going? My question is for Demetrius Johnson. Your opponent throws a lot of punches, over 4 per minute. He also has a great takedown accuracy. Also, as a relative newcomer to the UFC, his average fight is less than 7.5 minutes. What are some of the challenges that you've had or you might have in scouting him as a fighter and preparing for the fight?
No problems at all. Typically, when I get ready for a fight, I don't focus on, what he does well or how people have beat him or whatever. I just focus on my overall game and becoming a best mixed martial artist. That way, whoever I fight on, July 27th, then it doesn't matter. I just go out there and perform at my best.
All right, thanks, man.
And there are no questions this time, but one more time, it is *1 if you'd like to ask a question, so we'll pause for just one more moment. Okay.
No more questions?
We have a follow-up from Justin Perot at MMAsucker.com.
Hi, yes, this question's for Dana. With the talk of getting rid of the night bonuses, would it be possible to break the show money, the win money, and then possibly adding a finish money into the contract? Or breaking it up into 3 variables instead of 2?
At the last press conference, I talked to the press. I told them we're not doing away with the fight of the night bonuses. After I had said that, we had a lot of feedback from fighters, and fighters want the finish bonuses. They want the finish bonuses, and fighters want the discretionary bonuses to stay the same. So,
preach.
That's that.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for your time today. We appreciate it. We will see you live in Seattle Saturday, July 27th on Fox.